the way God can talk to his people in such poetic language and so metaphoric as well. And I'm going to read Ezekiel chapter 12. I'm going to read from verse 13. Therefore Adonai Elohim says, in my rage I will cause gale force winds to break out, and in my anger there will come a cloud burst with huge hailstones to consume it in fury. This is how I will break down the wall you covered with whitewash. I will smash it to the ground so that its foundations will be revealed. The wall will fall down, and you will be consumed with it. Then you will know that I am Adonai. So the background of this is that when it came to the Old Testament time, before Jesus, there was a lot of prophets that were false, and with these false prophets, they spewed a lot of nonsense about peace. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Whereas the real prophets of God, like Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Isaiah, all prophesied the truth. And yes, it was like destruction and everything, but what these false prophets were doing is they were actually leading the people astray, because they were saying, you don't need to worry, God's not going to do anything, destruction's not going to happen, it's going to be all great. And basically God is pointing out how, how you're plastering the truth with lies, and he uses this metaphor of just breaking down this wall to reveal the true foundations. And if you carry on reading, so from verse 15 it says, in this way I will spend my fury on the wall and on those who covered it with whitewash, and I will say to you, prophesy about Jerusalem and see visions of peace for her when there is no peace, says Adonai Elohim. So making a point that they're basically saying that, it's all peaceful, it's going to be great, no destruction is going to happen, and God's saying, no, there is. Stop kind of sending these false messages to my people, because obviously the problem with this is they're going to carry on doing what they're doing because they think, oh, nothing's going to happen, it's all peace. And then these true prophets are going to be blasphemed and stuff and saying, what you're doing with all this destruction. So what was the prophets were saying was what people would want to hear, because let's be honest, we don't want to hear anything bad, we all want to hear something good. So for their benefit, so they're just kind of, for the benefit of the people, they're just saying, yeah, everything's going to be fine. But actually it's better sometimes to be harsh with some people and tell the truth, because you're not helping them whatsoever. And obviously these false prophets are just, they don't really care at this point. They just, I don't know at that time if it was like money or attention or whatever, but they didn't really care at all. But yeah, that was their big issue. But I just wanted to highlight just how poetic sometimes God's word can be, how poetic, and the metaphors that he used, which does then carry on to Jesus when he starts his ministry, and how he talks in parables. So it's that kind of that metaphoric thing that uses to spread God's word is used then to carry on. It's carried on from the prophets to Jesus, and sometimes it carries on now. We like to, when we hear sermons and stuff, people will, and I think I've done it before, where I've compared something to something else as well.